Hi, I'm Mark. This is my December review for Sagittarius Sun sign and Sagittarius rising. December is a bit of an up and down start the first couple of weeks, but then mid-month we have two major happenings, and we're going to tell you about that a bit later. But first of all, we'll look at the first, and Mercury's in action, making an aspect to Saturn in the second house. So now is a good time to look at your finances, see where you can improve things and make things better. On the 4th, it's a bit of a down day because we've got the moon opposite Saturn, but they're both at 29 degrees. And this is what we call anoretic. It means they've lost all their power, there's no strength, they're about to go into a new sign. So this is a bit of a day when you're going to feel a bit lethargic and out of sorts. But don't worry, it will pass very quickly. On the 5th, you have a very spiritual day. Venus is in your 12th house, spirituality, and makes a positive aspect to Neptune, the planet of spirituality, in the 4th house. So this is a time when you can engage in those type of pursuits which are very spiritual and ethereal. Meditation, for instance, would be good. Any kind of healing, because you'll feel very compassionate as well. So this is a good day. It's a feel-good day. Then on the 9th, it's exactly the opposite. Neptune again is having an aspect from the Sun, but this will make you feel a bit lethargic, lacking energy. But don't worry, because Mars is in action shortly, and that'll bring the energy back. So this is a day to take it easy and not be too active, because your mind also won't be very clear, so it's not a good day for making decisions. Between the 10th and the 14th, you'll have loads of energy. The Sun makes a positive aspect with Mars, and Mars makes a positive aspect with the North Node. So there's boundless energy here. This is a good time to get things finished. It's a good time to finish those projects or jobs you've left hanging around. Or it's a good time equally to start new projects, new things. You'll have boundless energy and vigour. You'll need to put 100% in though, because you'll be wasting that energy otherwise. This is a power point in the month. This is a good time to really push ahead. On the 13th, we have the first of our two major events mid-month. This is a conjunction between Jupiter and Saturn. Now, these two are coming together for the last time in an Earth sign. For the next 200 years, they will come together in air signs. So this is a new cycle beginning and an old one ending. Together, they will march us into Aquarius, and there'll be a strong focus on Aquarius. Now, this to me confirms that we're now fully and totally in the age of Aquarius. Together with Neptune leaving Pisces in 4 years' time, I think that will mark the end of the age of Pisces. So we've got to look forward to a new beginning, new era. Jupiter works well in Aquarius. Jupiter will want expansion and growth. Saturn will be there to examine everything and make sure everything is tested and tried and works properly. So we need to make changes, but within the structure of Saturn, within the organisation of Saturn. We need to have a new vision for the future with these two both in Aquarius now. How will it affect you? Well, these will both be in your 3rd house. So your mind will be expanding, you'll be learning a tremendous amount of things. You'll be putting your mind to really good use, but in a structured way. It will be within the existing organisations. On the 14th, we'll have our second major event in 2 days. This time it's a solar eclipse, and it's in your sign of Sagittarius. Those of you born in the 2nd half of Sagittarius, or have a rising sign in the 2nd half, will be affected more acutely by this. This eclipse is a very fated eclipse. It's part of the Saros South 4 series, and there's a very destined feel about it. Also, there has concerns about relationships and finances with this eclipse. It's also got a very strong emotional feel about it, and it happens in your 1st house. So this is about you. This is about your identity, about who you are. So you may be asking questions about exactly that. Who am I? What do I do? What am I recognised for? Am I just recognised as an extension of something or someone else? Or am I an individual in my own right? You'll be looking at your worth and your identity during this eclipse. It could have an effect on your relationships. This eclipse is a wild card. It could have a good effect and it could have a negative effect. It just depends on the circumstances and the other aspects in your chart and how you've been doing over the last few months and years. On the 15th, there's a coming together of Uranus and the black moon Lilith. And these two don't have a lot in common. One thing they do share is freedom from restrictions. So you may find now that restrictions will start to lift. This aspect lasts till the end of the year. The other thing that they will do is they will change circumstances so that you will be put on the right track. They will change things around you that you won't have much involvement in, but they will position things so that you become in the right place at the right time, so to speak. Now, these areas that affect you could be your health, diet and exercise, your daily routines. It could be that things will happen around these that will improve matters no end, and changes will be able to take place. On the 19th, with Venus now being in your first house, there's a chance to heal a fear of rejection, fear of not being good enough. She aspects Chiron. Chiron's the planet of healing, so this is an opportunity to work on one of those past hurts. Then on the 20th, both Jupiter and Saturn will be in your third house in Aquarius. Now, Jupiter, your ruler, will be in the house of the mind and the sign of inventiveness. So this will be great for you. This will be a time over the next year when you can come up with some great new ideas. You can be very unique and inventive about things. You can use your mind to good stead. Now, Saturn is also going to be in your third house. Now, Saturn can indicate a degree of depression in the third house, but because you've got Jupiter there to balance it out, things should be good. They should work well with each other, because Saturn keeps things limited and restricted. Jupiter wants to expand. If you have too much Jupiter and not enough Saturn, you'll expand too quickly and end up exploding. If you've just got Saturn, you'll never go anywhere because you won't expand at all. So you need the two of them, and they will be in good balance in this house for you. So this is going to be a good year coming up ahead, where you can push forward with learning, with anything that's to do with the mind, to do with communication. On the 21st, could be a tense time because Mars makes a hard aspect to Pluto. And Mars is in your fifth house of creativity, so it's good for Mars. Mars can really push on and do things now. You can use the energy well, and it's in Aries, your fellow fire sign. But there may be problems with power, because Pluto has power, and Pluto's in your second house of finances and worth. So there might be struggles or problems connected there. If all is well, then you've got nothing to worry about. If you do get things come up, then you have to make sure you channel the energy correctly, because Mars energy, when it's not channeled correctly, can end up in frustration or anger, and this can result in accidents. So make sure you channel the energy in the right direction, and hopefully Pluto won't interfere. On the 22nd, the Sun and Mercury both move into your second house. They leave your house of Sagittarius and they move into the second house of finances. So this is good for you, because this will put more focus on finances, and this will give you an idea of how you can expand and how you can put things into practice, because you'll also have an aspect to Chiron from these two, which means you'll be able to look at the situation and through fresh eyes. You'll get a new perspective on things, and you'll be able to find a good way forward. We spoke earlier about Uranus and the black moon Lilith in your sixth house. Now the Sun will aspect both of them and shine a light on the black moon, so that you'll be able to see things that you couldn't see before. Things will become much clearer. We said that you will be nudged and circumstances will change so that you get put in the right position in the right time. But now you'll be able to see more clearly. You'll be able to see where you're going and what changes you have to make. Then at the end of the month, Venus makes two aspects. The first one on the 30th is to Neptune, Neptune's in your home area. So this would be a good time to spend relaxing quality time at home. Do something nice, chill out, relax. Then on the 31st, the last day of the year, Venus makes an aspect to the South Node. She conjuncts the South Node. And the South Node is our past, where we've come from. So there's a temptation here to be quite selfish and to fall into past behaviour patterns. The way forward is through the North Node, which is in your 7th house, and Gemini. So this is through other people. This is through talking and communicating through other people and not being selfish, thinking of other people. If it's your birthday this month, Sagittarius, then make some New Year's resolutions, because when the sun arrives back at where it was when it started, it's the start of a new solar year. It's what we call a solar return. This can have a big impact. So look back on last year, see what you've achieved, make some new resolutions for the coming year. Thank you for watching. I hope you've enjoyed the video. If you'd like to see more, please subscribe. If you'd like to leave me a comment, I'd love to hear from you, and have a good birthday.